I have made videos for things I have done. I've made videos for things I have not done. Well, like covering things I have and have not done. So I was thinking, life is not simple yes, no, a lot of the time. And it's really a luxury if one is in a position where one can answer yes, no, and have that be like valid in work. So, what are some examples of things in my life that are in that in between? And so, how I'm gonna phrase that is, what are things that I have semi-done? So not like, these are not simple yes, no things, they're more complicated than that for me. And that's not necessarily how they started out. And that's kind of, that kind of tends to be life at times. So 3 things I have semi-done. It's like I start out with the intent to do it, and then something comes up and I'm like, well, it's not gonna be a simple yes, no. And so, let's go. What are 3 things I have semi-done? Alright, first, this is a interesting one, is something I have semi-done is taken physics in high school. So I did graduate from high school, semi. Did I just give one away? Hold on. That comes later. I maybe should have done this in a different order. Okay, taken physics in high school. So what happened is how our school was structured was our first year, the curriculum was 1 year of physical sciences. So that included, we spent like 2 months on physics, 2 months in geology, 2 months in chemistry, and then 2 months in astronomy. Yeah. So, and that was a year, but it was not a physics only class. And then so that was first year of high school. The last 2 years of high school, I attended a local college as part of a program that let us do that and get credit for both college and high school. And I was like, I wanted to major in science or engineering in college. And so I started taking a physics for science and engineers class. And had an abusive female professor. So as a woman, so I'm a geologist, I'm a geophysicist, I'm a mathematician, I'm a physicist. As a woman, there are types, and some people consider it a shame. That's how I started physics at the college level, was with there are some women who try and hold other women down just because they're women. And that was what I was dealing with. And so what happened was I started taking, and so it was affecting my performance both in that class, in other classes. And so I was like, you know what? Instead of tolerating this harassment and discrimination this woman is inflicting on me because I am a woman, I'm going to withdraw from the class. So a withdraw is, in college, it's like, okay, well, it's not a big deal. Depending on how one familiar is with college and the stigma around a withdrawal, it does show up on one's transcript. So it'll be W, and there might be a number for like the number of weeks one made it in a class before they withdrew. But I actually stepped out. I was like, this is harassment enough that I need to withdraw from this class. I withdrew from classes later in life due to tampering or harassment from like a supervisor that affected my coursework. That kind of thing. So there's other reasons I have withdrawn from courses in college. However, that was high school physics. Guess I'm not taking physics in high school because she was the only one who taught physics at the college that I was attending. So I was like, if I want to get this 2-year degree by the time I graduate high school, the reality of it is physics is a no-go. I took it later. I took it at the University of Washington. So my freshman year, I was 18 years old, starting at a 4-year institution. I took physics then. I started off with that and like matrix algebra and stuff like that. But in high school, it was a semi-go. It was a go and then a no, so a semi-done. Another thing I have semi-done is eaten an entire sheet birthday cake. Yeah, by myself. How is that a semi-done? So sheet birthday cakes are not like, they're not the cakes that are like this big or this big. Sheet birthday cakes are like this big. And I say I semi-did it big because it took me more than one day and my family ate a couple of pieces. So it's the closest I've ever gotten to eating an entire cake, at least of that size. There are smaller cakes that aren't quite so daunting, but that was one where, yeah, my family ate a few pieces, and it took a few days. There were 2 main eating days, but I was trying to see if I could do it, and I think I did it. Like I ate the rest that was there, but I was like, still can't say I've eaten the entire thing because my family had a few pieces. So semi-done. It was, yeah. And then the last thing is that I kind of gave it away at the beginning, was attended / finished high school. So this is a weird one, and people who've gone through the same thing have kind of agreed it's a weird thing. I attended high school for 2 years, and then for my last 2 years of high school, I attended a college. So this is a semi-done because I graduated with my high school diploma. Okay. However, only the first 2 years of that high school diploma did I attend the high school. So it's a weird thing. I'm like, I can frame it as positively as I want. I was like, I graduated with a 2-year college degree 1 week before I graduated from high school. The college required on-site attendance. So I was attending college, not high school, but still getting high school credit. So technically this is a semi-done because I did not attend high school for 4 years. I was out on campus for 4 years. I was on campus for half that time, my first 2 years, and then I started attending a college and had it count towards my high school. So finished, some people, the really high school cliquey kids are kind of like, but that's not finishing high school. You went to college instead and then had it count. Yes. I did not like the culture of the high school. I wanted something different, and I wanted to start taking classes that counted towards my 4-year degree. Full-time at a college, not this, you can take a high school class that's dubbed a certain thing and then have them count in college. It was like, that's still not a class at a college, physically on-site at a college. So I chose the college path. There's pluses to that and there's minuses to that. And for people who are really into high school culture, and especially like gossip and drama and that kind of stuff in high school, my path might not have been, other people didn't do it for a reason. It was the path less taken, path of most resistance socially from some people. I still participated in high school sports, so I still competed on my high school swim and dive team. I still did water polo with my school. I did not attend the high school itself. So that's a semi-done. That's a, yeah. It was the kind of semi-done that I knew starting it was kind of a semi-done, and it spurred a whole lot of conversation all throughout high school because I was a person who was like, they'd be like, oh, how was class today? And I'd be like, well, oh, and I would talk about it, but college classes work differently than high school classes. The schedule is very different. And so it was kind of, people were used to they can just be on cruise control and autopilot and ask about class. And then there was me, the sore thumb, thing that's sticking out like a thorn, where they just on autopilot get to me, and then it's like, oh yeah, you don't actually attend the high school. And so it was a huge road bump in terms of autopilot conversations on swim team. It kind of yeah. So let's say doing something like what I did, when one is like the only person doing it full time, do not underestimate the impact that has on the social conversations that are held, because it dramatically altered it. Because I did clubs at the college instead of the high school, so people were always interested in my extracurriculars, because I had college extracurriculars, not high school extracurriculars, like, except for sports. But I could have done sports at the college, right? So it created a huge change in conversations my last 2 years of high school because I did that. And those conversations were not just held with me, but they were everybody. So my doing it actually opened conversations to an entirely new world that had not existed my first 2 years, kind of thing. So yeah, it was interesting. So those are 3 things I have semi-done.